I'm finally getting my nose checked out. So it has been a couple years, I think, since I've had a red nose, and it's more cosmetic, I think, but just in case it's medical or there's something I can do about it, it's something that I wouldn't mind changing about myself, because it is something I'm more self-conscious about because I don't wear makeup a lot. And even when I do wear makeup, my nose looks horrible. Like, you can't see it in videos, thank God, because it's so, the camera's so far away and the exposure and everything. But when I put makeup on my nose, guys, it's not a cute situation. Like, it's peely, it's patchy. Even if I've exfoliated, my nose, the tip of my nose swells up when it's irritated. Like, it kind of swells when it's really red, and I don't know what's going on. So I don't know if it's a product I'm using, if it's, I don't know. So, but I'm gonna get it looked at. So I made the appointment a few months ago. What day did I even call them? I hope I still have the clip of me calling them. Is that illegal for me to put the audio of me calling them? I'm gonna put it in now.
For appointment scheduling, please press 3. Ashley, how may I help you?
Hi, I was wondering if I could set up a consultation appointment. Basically, my skin, specifically my nose, it's very like red and aggravated.
Okay, are you looking into like a possible laser treatment, or are you looking to set up just like an appointment with a provider to look at it and prescribe something to you? Are you looking to go like more of a cosmetic route or more of like a medical route?
Probably more medical. I'd like them to look at it and see what it is to begin with. I'm not really sure.
I have availability on Thursday, June 20th at 9:45 a.m.
Okay, that would work. So today is the big day. My skin's actually looking pretty okay, minus, you know, some other things going on with it that are permanent, but my nose is actually kind of in a flare-up right now. I have some breakouts like on the sides, and it is just really breakouts and probably some kind of rosacea or rash or something going on, because I don't really break out on the rest of my face unless it's like a menstrual breakout, which I get every month. And my nose gets extra bad around that time as well. But my appointment is in 30 minutes, so I'm gonna head over there soon. They told me to show up early to do paperwork, but I found the paperwork on their website, so I just printed it out and filled it out at home, so I don't have to really go in that early. Probably gonna show up a little bit early because I'm a little neurotic. I like to, you know, if I'm feeling anxious about something and like fear the unknown, I just like to show up early and figure it out early. Your girl has rosacea. I was formally diagnosed with rosacea. He asked me if anyone in my family has it, and my mom, I think, like has rosacea, but she's never been diagnosed with it, so I don't know. But yeah, I'll fill you guys in on the appointment. Sorry I didn't like film in there or anything. It was so medical and felt so formal, and it seemed, I don't know, I didn't want to bother them with like whipping out my camera because I don't know, it felt awkward. Okay, sometimes I'm just awkward about filming people in public, especially in their business. Like, I don't know, it just felt weird, so I didn't film. But I'm gonna head home and I will tell you guys the all the medication stuff that I got, and you know, just the advice I got about rosacea and what I learned today about rosacea. Let's talk rosacea. So I kind of had a feeling that that's what I was going to be diagnosed with, or I don't know, I was kind of hoping that, honestly, because it's something that people have heard of, I'm familiar with. And my biggest fear going in was that they would look at my nose and just be like, we can't help you. We don't know what it is. You just have a red nose, because that would be like my nightmare, because then it's like I have to figure it out on my own and use topical stuff. Things that I have used before for my nose is like aloe vera. I did the BioClarity system, as you guys know, and I was going to repurchase it, but I was just worried that I had something more serious that it can't treat rosacea, right? So I didn't end up repurchasing it, and I've just been using like old stuff that I've had in my collection because I refuse to spend more money on skincare when I have like a bunch of unused moisturizers, some of which aren't cruelty free. That's how long I've had them, and that's probably not good for my skin either. I don't know what my hair's doing, guys. I'm trying to train my hair to be up more because I have a sensitive scalp and you have no idea how bad I want to take it down right now because I have a headache from just 1 hour of wearing it in a bun like this. Anyway, I even have the telephone cord thing too, like you guys told me to do. It's not working. First off, I was prescribed an antibiotic, which makes me cringe a little bit because I don't know if you guys remember when my hair fell out, that was from an antibiotic allergic reaction. So I'm actually allergic to all sulfa antibiotics. So I turn into a lobster, my whole skin turns red, like my whole skin organ, all of my skin turns red, and I feel like I'm dying, like literally could not stand. And then 6 months later, 3 months later, I think it was 3 months later, my hair started to fall out. So not a fan of antibiotics since then, and I don't like to take them very often at all because there's other womanly problems that it causes. You can't use birth control, like it negates that. So it's just not fun times to be put on an antibiotic. But he said that this antibiotic is like a different kind. Doxycycline, high slate, and it's 75 milligrams of that twice a day for 30 days. And then she said I have 2 more refills after that. So if I get another flare-up later on, if the topical isn't working as well, then I can refill that prescription for another 30 days. I don't know if I want to do that. I will do it for the first 30 days and see how it helps. He says it's not treating an infection, but it is an antibiotic that is often prescribed for acne and rosacea, so it's less harsh than like the sulfa antibiotics or any other antibiotics that we are used to getting from the doctor. That's the first thing that he said that I should do. Also, this rosacea triple combo medicine, they do this for people who don't have insurance because they have an FDA approved lab in their facility, or it's outsourced, I guess. And this is for rosacea. And then it was $45 to get this, and he said it'll last me a long time because I only have rosacea on my nose, which who has that? Like it says not FDA approved on here, but it says FDA registered outsourcing facility. And then on the sign it said FDA approved like lab. Okay, maybe it's just, I think that they do it so it's affordable for their patients. So I'm gonna use this very carefully. The ingredients: ivermectin, metronidazole, niacinamide, potassium, azolol diglycinate. Does any of that mean anything to you guys? So another issue that I had with going to a dermatologist is that I am, of course, cruelty-free, and medical things like this is really hard to be cruelty-free. So one thing that I do need to get is a fragrance-free calming moisturizer. It doesn't have to be calming, but it has to be basic, like a basic moisturizer for my skin, because the only one I have right now is like for anti-aging, and I feel like it has like an acid in it that helps like with aging, so it has fragrance in it, so I need one that's like really basic. So that I will get cruelty free, but the medicine and the antibiotic, of course, is not. So I know I'm gonna get comments about that, but when it comes to medical stuff, you do what you gotta do. Like vaccinations aren't cruelty free or vegan, but we do that anyway, or at least hopefully. There are just certain things that you gotta do, and obviously this is very cosmetic. I'll give you guys a close-up of my nose. I actually have a flare-up over there. And then he gave me this sheet, which this is going to be my Bible because it is rosacea triggers, things that trigger it, which is everything. So basically I can live in a cave. That's not humid though, because humidity also causes a trigger. Number one potential trigger is sun exposure. I didn't see that one coming, obviously. My nose gets so red in the sun, obviously. So I do try to use sunscreen anytime I do go outside. I don't leave my house every day, so I don't wear sunscreen every day. Emotional stress is number 2. That really explains a lot. Hot weather, number 3. So that's gonna be my excuse to my boyfriend to have the AC on all the time. Heavy exercise, makes sense. He even said after you work out, put a cool compress on your nose so it doesn't flare up. My life is changing, guys. I have a whole new routine now. Let me know if you want a day in the life of rosacea. Alcohol consumption. Cold weather. So we have hot weather and cold weather aren't good for rosacea. Spicy foods. That's a fun one because I do eat a lot of spicy food. Humidity, like I said, skincare products, indoor heat. that's the one. I'm gonna be like, babe, it can't be hot in our apartment. I gotta have it cool, otherwise my nose is gonna turn red. Heated beverages and certain cosmetics. And then it goes on to medical conditions, medications, certain fruit, marinated meats, certain vegetables, dairy. So those are very small percentages of what could cause a flare-up, but yeah, this is just, I don't know, am I gonna avoid all of this? No. So yeah, that is my rosacea journey so far, and finally I have an answer as to why I look like Rudolph all the time, and maybe you guys can stop calling me that. No, honestly, it wasn't the internet that made me self-conscious about it, although it did make me more aware of it. Of course, I know what I look like. I have a mirror and I know I have a red nose, and even if they didn't help me, it wouldn't bother me that much, but it is something that I would rather treat and maintain than just let go and have this all the time. I just can't picture myself with a normal nose without makeup on. Like, he also said, by the way, that rosacea, people with rosacea are more prone to dry skin. So that makes sense because I have extremely dry skin and my nose gets really flaky and dry when I wear makeup, or, you know, anytime. It's always dry and flaky. He also said most people get rosacea like on the cheek area and like in here more so, and he's like, you just have it on your nose. And I was like, I know, it's weird. I'm one of a kind. I was originally gonna end the video there, but I decided to make this a little bit more extensive. I kind of decided that I want to go peruse CVS and look at their natural moisturizers, but I also have decided to put this on my main channel, I think, so I want it to be a little bit more thorough. I just want to reach more people and talk more about my problem because I feel like it affects a lot of people, so I want people to see, how many times am I gonna say people? I want you guys to be able to see my journey and my process more thoroughly, so we're gonna go, oh god, there's people, for children. So I wanna go look at some moisturizers and see what's cruelty-free out there that is natural. The ones that I Googled, the natural ones anyway, that are like dermatologist recommended for rosacea, are not cruelty free, so I'm hoping they'll have something like really basic. And then also, really embarrassing, but I want to get like a probiotic or something because I will be on antibiotics, and that is, I hate antibiotics. I hate that I have to be on this. I guess I don't have to, but I want to try it. So it does interfere with birth control and can cause yeast infections, so we need to get ahead of that and see if I can get a probiotic. Or I talked to the pharmacist on the phone actually. They called, it's like a weird program thing with their prescriptions that they go through, so they called me and I got to talk to the pharmacist about it, so I got my questions answered. See, this brand right here is what's really recommended, but it's not cruelty free. Neither is that, or that, or that. Maybe Burt's Bees, something like this. Maybe Yes to Carrots has a natural one. Oh, Alba, I think, is cruelty-free. Oh, Derma-E. Derma-E would be a great one. They only have this little section, though. Oh, wait. There's more over here, like on the ground. Is this really all they have? It's like acids in it. I don't want that. Vitamin C, no. I have the Yes to Cucumbers line for sensitive skin. This is dermatologist tested. Going with the Burt's Bees Night Sensitive. It's 99% natural, so I think this is the winner. There's no one here. I'm alone. Okay, this is great though. Okay, so I got a probiotic. It was $30. I got the off-brand one because we're trying to save a little bit of money in this process. This is an expensive skin issue that I'm dealing with right now, but yeah, hopefully this works. I don't really know what I'm looking for, but probiotic can't hurt, right? I don't know. And then, like you saw in the store, I went with the Burt's Bees Sensitive Night Cream with cotton extract. It's fragrance-free, hypoallergenic, dermatologist tested. It says it's 99% natural. I thought it might be helpful for the rest of the video that we talk about my new skincare routine for rosacea. I thought about doing a different video, but I'm just gonna do all of the rosacea content in one video, so it's all like informational and everything. But welcome to my bathroom. This is This is my bathroom. This is a room we worked really hard on decorating, or I worked really hard on decorating, and I really love it, and I think it's super cute. Anyway, let's get into the products. I think I'm just gonna talk about the products instead of doing, like, showing you how to do my skincare routine, because I think you know how to wash your face, you know what that looks like, so I'm not gonna do like a whole thing. That is one thing that I really need to get, is like a really basic cleanser that's fragrance-free and cruelty-free and everything like that. So still on the hunt for that. The ones I have now I think will be fine. So the first one is the BioClarity Cleanse. Not sponsored in this video at all, by the way. Was sponsored at one point in time, but not. So I definitely need to use this up. It has chamomile, green tea, and cucumber, and it does not have fragrance in it, which is great. I have been using the Derma-E Nourishing Rose Cleansing Oil. For dry skin, a cleansing oil, super good. I love it. So I guess from there I'll go into this. Well, yeah, this is gonna have to be next. This is my prescription now for rosacea. So this I'm just going to apply to my nose, and then everywhere else I have 2 serums, but I don't use either of them every day because they're, I don't know, I just don't believe in using serums every day. You don't need to. I'm still using up, it's like really empty right now, but I'm still using up the BioClarity Restorer with Floralux. Again, this is really great. I don't think it has fragrance in it. No, it does not, so it's really good for your skin. This helps with redness, so I will probably put that everywhere else, because as you can see, my skin's still red everywhere. It's just not rosacea everywhere. And then I recently invested in a retinol. This is the Cosmetics brand. I'll link everything down below that I talk about. This is Serum 16 Rapid Renewal Serum, and this is for wrinkles, anti-aging, and everything like that. So this is great to use if you're in your later 20s. I mean, I'm not an expert, so you know. And then I'll go in with my new Burt's Bees Sensitive Night Cream, which I'm actually excited about. Let me get into this. Actually, I'm not gonna get into it right now. My camera's dying, so, but yeah, that's gonna be my moisturizer now. And then as far as sunscreen, I actually have, I keep my sunscreen in here. So this is my go-to sunscreen. It's a Supergoop Unseen. Come on, camera, focus. I have my artificial light in here and it's very weird. Supergoop Unseen Sunscreen with SPF 40. This is what I use on my face on a regular basis. But I also recently picked up a jug of the regular everyday sunscreen. And this has natural oat extract in it as well. And this is SPF 50. This is a great cruelty-free sunscreen brand in case you're, you know, in the market for one of those. So I have a lot of sunscreen, gonna use it a ton. You actually need to apply a lot for it to be really effective. So I'm glad I bought like the gallon of it, not literally, it's 18 ounces. And then for makeup, I recently picked up the Cosmetic Cc Cream with, again, SPF 50 in it, which is great. It has anti-aging hydrating serum in it, so I'll give you guys my opinion more when I use this more regularly, but I've only used it one time. Love how it goes on. I'm in the lightest shade in Fair, and it's still a little too dark. It oxidizes a little bit, but it's worth it because it looks beautiful on the skin, so there you go. So I think that's a wrap on the rosacea video. That's pretty much all the knowledge I've gained so far in one day, and my new kind of routine that I'm gonna try. Obviously, I'm not gonna use all these products every single day. I just wanted to show you what I will be using from here on out, just for a little bit more information for you guys. And then if you want an update in like 6 months, I can do a video update. I'm sitting on my toilet, so it's kind of awkward. I can do an update video on how my rosacea is going, how the antibiotics worked, because that's gonna take some time, and how the prescription works for the rosacea. So I'll let you know all of that in the future video if you want that anyway. Rosacea is not a serious problem. It's mostly cosmetic, so unless you get an infection with the breakouts and things like that, it's really not that deep or that serious. But it is irritating, so I did want to do a video about what I've learned and hopefully bring some awareness. And